morning, everybody. Could I have your attention, please? Welcome to the celebrations of International Women's Day 2016 by the Indo-Canadian Women's Association. We are now getting started, everybody. On behalf of the ICWA, I'm delighted to welcome you to the ICWA celebration of International Women's Day 2016. I am Amrita Mishra, Project Director at ICWA, and with me is Manal Al-Najjar, Executive Director of ICWA, and together we will be your MCs for the evening. We at ICWA are really thrilled to host such a diverse and sparkling audience, including elected representatives, service organizations, and diverse members of the community. ICWA wishes to extend a very special welcome to Syrian newcomers amongst us here today. On behalf of ICWA board and staff, we will welcome them in English and Arabic. Dear Syrian newcomers, we welcome you to our International Women's Day celebrations, and we hope to see you again at our events. And as members of ICWA, please know that our doors are always open to us. Now Manal would like to address them in Arabic.
مرحبا باسمي وباسم جميع أعضاء مجلس إدارة Indo Canadian Women's Association والعاملين فيها، بحب أرحب بضيوفنا القادمين من سوريا. أهلا وسهلا فيكم، شرفتونا في احتفالنا بيوم المرأة العالمي، وبنتمنى نشوفكم في مناسباتنا القادمة، وبنتمنى نشوفكم دائما أعضاء فاعلين عندنا بالجمعية، وأهلا وسهلا كمان مرة فيكم.
And a very special thank you to Mrs. Anjali Agarwal of ICWA for facilitating their presence here and for extending assistance to them in several ways.
Each year, International Women's Day is celebrated on March 8th. Across the world, governments, charities, educational institutions, women's groups, corporations, and the media celebrate the achievements of women. Women hold up a fair bit more than half the sky, but don't as yet get to claim their half of the planet. The 2016 theme for International Women's Day is a call for the world to wake up and set it up for gender equality, to achieve a planet 50-50 by 2030. This year marks the 32nd anniversary of Indo-Canadian Women's Association. We renew our call for gender equality for social justice in an inclusive society. I request you to stand in brief silence as we proclaim once more our dedication to that cause.
Thank you, everyone. The first of many delights awaiting us this evening is the classical dance recital choreographed by Mrs. Usha Gupta. Mrs. Usha Gupta is Artistic Director of Usha Kalaniketan and Usha Dance Entourage. She has been awarded with the City of Edmonton's International Salute to Excellence Award in Performing Arts in 2000 and 2004. Recently, she has also been inducted into the Edmonton Hall of Fame. Usha collaborates with Edmonton Opera and has served on juries for the Alberta Foundation for the Arts and the Canada Council for the Arts. Usha's dance entourage will present a Tillana from Bharatanatyam. Bharatanatyam is a richly symbolic Indian classical dance form in which stylized movements of the body are vehicles to convey spiritual and emotional meaning. Tillana means union of mind, body, and spirit. It's a vibrant piece where rhythmic segments are set to the melody of raga. This particular Tillana is in praise of the elephant-headed Hindu god Lord Ganesha, also known as the remover of all obstacles. The four young dancers who will treat us to this unique performance are Gehna, Nidhi, Laya, and Palna. please bear with us as we try to address a small technical challenge in the corner. Our apologies to everybody while we try to address the problem with the sound system in Maharaja. In the meantime, I would like to invite Mrs. Ratna Basappa, President of the Board of Directors of the ICWA, to address us. Mrs. Basappa has been active in the Indo-Canadian community for many years. She has worked with the legal aid services in many different capacities, as Secretary, Vice President, and President. Ratna, please welcome to the podium.
Namaskar and good evening, everyone. Honorable Minister Christina Gray, distinguished guests and friends. On behalf of ICWA, I welcome you all today's celebration of 105th anniversary of International Women's Day and 32nd anniversary of Indo-Canadian Women's Association. It is an honor to be among such accomplished individuals and to be able to present my request to my distinguished audience. The fact that we are all here to support the cause of gender parity proves that we all care passionately about the well-being and betterment of women and girls the world over. Every year on March 8th, we celebrate International Women's Day to honor the fight for our rights as women. We are also here to keep in mind that the gap between the dream of equality and its achievement is yet to be bridged. The United Nations theme for International Women's Day for 2016 is, quote, Planet 50-50 by 2030. Step it up for gender equality. Quote, people of the world are asked to strive towards gender parity. This is a reaffirmation that the fight for gender equality is intimately linked to the battles to end hunger, poverty, and domestic violence. We have talked about United Nations goals, and let us examine Canada's theme. Canada's theme for 2016 is Women's Empowerment Leads to Equality. Here, I want to tackle some key questions. What is empowerment? And what is women's empowerment? How does it relate to equality? Empowerment is having the tools to make better choices. Women's empowerment means access to education, community involvement, financial independence, understanding one's right to live free of violence, thinking free, which is important, and having the resources to forge ahead and realize one's dream. Albert Einstein said, "Never give up on what you really want to do. The person with big dreams is more powerful than one with all the facts." Empowered women make choices that meet their own needs and those of their families. When this happens, the world becomes a better place, not just for women, but for all of us. They cannot achieve any gender equality unless they are empowered. This means that the road to gender parity involves remove of enormous roadblocks, such as violence against women and girls. In the public and private sphere, such as trafficking, sexual and daily suffered fear, violence, abuse, deprivation, early and forced marriages, and also sense of worthlessness. Now, worthlessness is, in my mind, is like a mental abuse. That is something you might heal your physical scars, but mental scars will carry on the rest of your life. And the hard part about that is, it's so hard to identify that. Given the grim reality of gender-based violence and inequality, question is, how is Indo-Kenyan Women's Association empowering women? Through our diverse projects and communicative engagement, we have sought to spotlight the issue of violence against women, a powerful barrier to gender equality. We see such violence as a fundamental violence of human rights. It is not only women's issue, it's everyone's issue. Especially immigrant women in particular struggle with domestic violence, which has complex and intersecting physical, financial, psychological, and spiritual aspects. Through various projects addressing family violence, Indo-Kenyan Women's Association has brought together communities across social sectors. We have created the platform for conversation and sustained engagement among us community members and service providers on honor-based violence and abuse in Canada and beyond. Currently, Indo-Kenyan Women's Association is conducting a 3-year project supported by Status of Women in Canada. Quote, working in partnership to end violence against women and girls. It aims at designing an interagency strategy that will enable Edmonton service providers to handle honor-based violence. Alongside our enduring campaign against gender violence, we also act to enable women to thrive and achieve their full potential. Through our collaboration project on women and leadership, we have empowered a small but vibrant group of young women and girls of South Asian and Middle Eastern origin. Collaboration is a key in the movement towards Planet 50/50. We as an NGO cannot achieve our vision of discrimination-free society by ourselves. So, to reach our goals, we all need to share our vision and create partnership with our sister organizations, with public sector, and with all level of governments. Therefore, on behalf of Indo-Kenyan Women's Association, I would like to emphasize the importance of all of us steering together in the direction of gender parity. And who knows, we could get there even before 2030. While we are aware that much work remains to be done, we are encouraged by your continued support and constructive feedback. Sure fact, you all are here make me feel so good that there is a lot of hope and we will achieve our goals, all of us working together. In closing, I thank our board, the organizing committee, our donors and sponsors, and our project funders at all levels of government for their support. My special thanks to all of you for coming today and especially listening to me patiently. I hope you will enjoy the rest of the evening. Once again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Thank you, Ratna, for those powerful and invigorating words. Now we're going to bring you, I think, the dance performance that was interrupted by technical problems. Apologies for that once more. We're good to go. I'm delighted to relay greetings from the Honorable Amarjit Sohi, Member of Parliament, Member of the Queen's Privy Council, and Minister of Infrastructure and Communities. ICWA is really proud to have worked with MP Sohi in promoting safe and inclusive communities and preventing gender violence during the time the Minister served on the City Council representing Ward 12. It's fantastic that Mrs. Sarbjeet Sohi is in the audience today. I'd now like to read out the greetings from the Federal Government's Honorable Minister Amarjit Sohi. I quote, "Empowering women is critical to building strong and inclusive communities where each individual has an opportunity to thrive. I am lucky to have two wonderful, strong women in my life, my wife and my daughter, who remind me that while we have made progress in our fight for equity, there is still much significant work to be done to reach equal opportunities for all. I am proud to be part of a cabinet composed of an equal number of men and women that is truly representative of Canada and its diversity. And just like our Prime Minister, I do not shy away from affirming myself as a feminist. The Indo-Canadian Women's Association continues to espouse the cause of women's rights and to enhance the role of new Canadians in social, economic, and political life. I wish the ICWA success in the diverse programs and services to endow all newcomers, and especially immigrant women, with the skills and confidence to forge their future in their chosen home."
I'm honored to introduce Councillor Mohinder Banga, representative for Ward 12 and Edmonton City Council. Councillor Banga is a dedicated advocate of partnership and collaboration for community safety, growth, and development. Before being elected to council, Councillor Banga was a detective with Edmonton Police Services. He was a member of Edmonton Police Services for 24 years. He taught the Drug Assistance Resistance Education Dairy Program for 15 of those years. As president of Punjab United Sports and Heritage Association, he helped plan the I4 Sports Park in partnership with the City of Edmonton. His dedication to soccer extends to when he first came to Canada 38 years ago. He still makes time to coach and play. Please welcome Councillor Banga.
I guess I'll take the mic. Banga. I'm a councillor for about 3 weeks now, almost a month. Good evening. On behalf of the City Council, it's my pleasure to be here to help celebrate International Women's Day. I would like to thank the Indo-Canadian Women's Association for the good work you do to eliminate violence against women and to help them achieve equal opportunity. As a municipality, we are committed to working with community members like you to achieve these goals. That is why Mayor Dawn Iverson and Councillor Esslinger established the Edmonton Women's Initiative. The goal of this initiative is to ensure women's rights, issues, and opinions are represented fairly and equally from every social and cultural background. The city has also established Women's Advocacy Group for Edmonton Committee. Sometimes the paper gets a little in the way there. WAVE is also known as WAVE. It provides guidance to City Council on women's gender-based issues and opportunities. To date, some of the WAVE's highest profile work has been in advocating for greater safety on our transit system, and they were a key driver behind ETS's zero tolerance policy for sexual harassment. These are just a couple of examples on how the city is working to foster gender parity, and we still have more work to do. The theme for tonight's event is Planet 50-50 by 2030. Step it up for gender equality. Yet, the World Economic Forum estimates it will take until 2133 to close the gender gap if we continued on the current pace we're going. While women are more employed, educated, and engaged than ever before, there is still a deficit of women representation in Canada's business, political, and community life, particularly here in the city. All evidence shows that everyone in society benefits the more women are able to lead and gain opportunities. Lack of success to affordable childcare, flexible work schedules continue to affect women's economic security. As well, women continue to be disproportionately subject to domestic violence, sexual assault, and criminal harassment and abuse. So the discourse of women's rights and gender equality remains as relevant as it has ever been, and men must be a part of the conversation. We must stand with the women in our lives to dispel harmful attitudes and promote equality. This is why the work of Indo-Canadian Women's Association remains so important. By raising awareness, providing supports, and sharing experiences, we further our understanding of what's needed for more coordinated action as a community. We need to work together to help dismantle the barriers that women face in political, social, and economic spheres in our city, in our province, and in our country. So thank you everyone for being here, and enjoy the rest of the evening as my wife Pinder and I will do. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Banga, for those greetings from the city of Edmonton. Now, I would like to welcome you all to the banquet laid out for us today. Thank you, Manal. It's kind of terrible handling all these papers. But, before we proceed to dinner, I would like to call your attention to the silent auction, which is a very crucial fundraiser. I urge you all to consider bidding in the auction. We will reconvene after dinner for a great keynote speaker, followed by some exquisite classical music. I request our guest table to proceed, and then followed by the other tables that Manal will let you know.
Small interruption here. The dinner will be another 10 to 15 minutes, so which gives us an excellent opportunity to mix and mingle with each other, get to know each other, and also at the same time, please on to the right, this seems like aeroplane. On to your right, there is a silent auction. So if you have not bid, this is your opportunity to go. Please check the items and please make a bid on it. So that is our fundraising initiative by Indo-Canadian Women's Association. Thank you very much. It'll be another 10 minutes or so and we'll announce it. Thank you.
नमस्कार हार्मनी टीवी दर्शकों को नमस्कार मेरा नाम है रत्ना बसप्पा. I am president of Indo-Kenyan Women's Association. We are having today celebrating International Women's Day and Indo-Kenyan Women's 32nd anniversary. The whole idea to be here together is to give an awareness to all the people what is the problem with how women and girls are treated in the world. So we are trying to get equality, gender equality, parity, and try to how we can avoid all the problems like mental problem, sexual problem, domestic violence, all those things. That's where we are concentrating, and we would like to ask everyone's support to help us to make this happen. Thank you very much.
In an inclusive society. I request you to stand in brief silence as we proclaim once more our dedication to that cause.
Thank you, everyone. The first of many delights awaiting us this evening is the classical dance recital choreographed by Mrs. Usha Gupta. Mrs. Usha Gupta is Artistic Director of Usha Kala Niketan and Usha Dance Entourage. She has been awarded with the City of Edmonton's International Salute to Excellence Award in Performance. Please bear with us as we try to address a small technical challenge in the morning. Wasn't that absolutely amazing? A big round of applause to the four young artists. After that vibrant performance, I'm delighted to relay greetings from the Honorable Amarjit Sohi, Member of Parliament, Member of the Queen's Privy Council and Minister of Infrastructure and Communities. ICWA is really proud to have worked with MP Sohi in promoting safe and inclusive communities and preventing gender violence during the time the Minister served on the City Council representing and to enhance the role of new Canadians in social, economic and political life. I wish the ICWA success in the diverse programs and services to endow all newcomers and especially immigrant women with the skills and confidence to forge their future in their chosen home.
I'm honored to introduce Councillor Mohinder Banga, representative for Ward 12 on Edmonton City Council. Councillor Banga is a dedicated advocate of partnership and collaboration for community safety, growth and development. Before being elected to council, Councillor Banga was a detective with Edmonton Police Services. He was a member of Edmonton Police Services for 24 years. He taught the Drug Assistance Resistance Education, their program, for 15 of those years. As president of Punjab United Sports and Heritage Association, he helped plan the Alfred Sports Park in partnership with the City of Edmonton. His dedication to soccer extends to when he first came to Canada 38 years ago. He still makes time to coach and play. Please welcome Councillor Banga.
I guess I'll take the mic.